Hi everyone, I am Srinivas. I am working as an assistant professor in Department of Information Technology at V.S.B Engineering College, Karur. Today we are going to discuss about the object-oriented programming. So first of all, we discuss about the overview of OOP, right? So object-oriented programming is a general model, is a common model or common program paradigm to applying any one of the programming language. So you want to implement any one programming to solve the particular problems. It may be the problems, may be the mathematical problem or a scientific problem, or it is real-time problems. Whatever it may be, you can apply the general model, that is a object-oriented programming model. Okay, if you want to implement any one program to solve the particular problem, without the key principles, you cannot write the object-oriented programming. Okay, so all those integrated key principles, it is implemented the object-oriented programming. So these are the key principles or concepts in object-oriented programming, right? The first one is a objects, the second one is a classes, third one is a encapsulation, and the fourth one is a abstraction, and the fifth one is a inheritance, and the last one is a polymorphism. So we are discuss about the next one, programming paradigm. So before we are going to discuss about the some key principles of OOP, we should know about the programming paradigm. Is a general thing, that is a common thing. Before we are developing the developer any one program, they should know to apply the general concept. Okay, this is the first step we are developing the programming. Okay, the earlier days the programmers using to solve the any one particular problem or programming, they are using the machine language. The machine only can understanding zeros and ones. They cannot understand any special characters or English characters, whatever it may be, alphanumerical characters or numbers, whatever it may be. The machine only understanding the zeros and ones. But user cannot understand the zeros and ones, what the information stored the particular bits. So that only the next step we are going to move up the assembly language. In assembly language, using some pseudocode like add, sub, sub, multiplication, mul. So like that, through this pseudocode, we are implementing some mathematical related problems. Okay. So after we are completing or developing the particular problem, must we are convert to the assembly language to machine language. The assembler only, they are converting the assembly language source code to machine language. So that only the assembler is a main role between the machine language and assembly language. After the assembler role, the machine can understanding the assembly language code, that is pseudo code, is clearly. So the next one, we are next move to the procedure oriented programming. So compare with the assembly language, the procedure oriented is a one step ahead developed the technology or new techniques and methodology. Okay, but the procedure oriented paradigm is a compare with the assembly language is good, but there are in procedure oriented programming also it has some drawbacks. Okay, because of the procedure oriented is framed is good, but sometimes we cannot we cannot use some memory related problems, and also some methods is customization. Okay, there is no customization in the procedure oriented. It has only we are following some procedure and sequence of programs. So the next one is object oriented programming paradigm. So object oriented programming paradigm is the best one compare with the procedure oriented, because the fully customized programming. Object oriented is a fully customized programming. When the programmer ready to going the develop the any one programming language, the best choose type is a procedure object oriented program, because of they can implement functions and declaring and defining anywhere in the program. There is no to follow the some sequence and steps. Okay, so that only the object oriented programming, that is OOP, is very popular and familiar in programming language. So this is the difference between the procedure oriented paradigm and object oriented paradigm. The first of all, we are going to discuss about the procedure oriented paradigm. In procedure oriented paradigm, we are using the conventional programming, that is high level language programming, like that Gopal, Fortran and C programming. In this programming, the programmer or developer, they are going to develop any one program to solve the particular problem. They are using only the step by step, that is sequence of programs, steps. That is a top down approach. See the picture, let us see the picture. The global data, the global data we can applying any n numbers of functions. In this program, any developer, they are creating one or two or three or n numbers of functions. The global data you can use any one of the functions or more functions, more than two functions or three functions. Okay. But the inside of the function, we can declare any one of the data. For example, variable or constants, whatever it may be, the data is called as the local data. You cannot use the particular data, local data, outside of the function. Okay, this is the general terms. Okay, in the procedure oriented programming. So the next one is here object oriented programming. So in object oriented programming is communicate through the object. Okay. In procedure oriented, the most probably the variables and the constants, all those things we are declaring and defining using the static memory. But in object oriented programming, we can creating the memory using the object and allocate the memory using the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. For example, we are using in Java in OOP, the JVM only role to allocate the memory to the particular data or functions, whatever it may be at runtime. Okay. So the object oriented programming, see the picture, the data and the functions is collected in a single unit. So through the data and the functions, you want to access data and the functions from the particular any single unit, you can create the object. Without creating the object, you cannot accessing the data and the functions. Okay. So likewise, n numbers of single units, that is n numbers of units you can create. Through the object, you can communicate with each other. These are the main role in the object oriented programming language. So then another one is here, object oriented programming is developing is a bottom up approach. That is, the program is a gives to the developer is a customization, more customization. Okay, compare with the procedure oriented programming, object oriented programming, the programmer use more customization in the to developing or implementing the programs. So the next one is a key principles of features of OOP. So n numbers of features is there. These are the mandatory and important key features in object oriented programming. In object oriented programming, C++ also is object oriented programming, Java is also object oriented programming. Okay, but what are the main role is involving to the two different programming languages. So these are the common things. First one is object and then class and then abstraction. That means the data abstractions, polymorphisms, inheritance and encapsulation. So this is the features of object oriented programming. Okay. So let us see, we will discuss and one by one. The first one is a features of OOP. The first one is a object. See the picture. For example, you want to create your objects. For example, the object name is a student, means what are the data rolled to the particular object. The student, the name, date of birth, marks. These are the data members. Okay. So name means the value of the name. For example, Kumar. Date of birth 7/2/2022. Marks, any marks, secured marks. The particular students what marks secured, that particular value is stored to the particular variable. These are the data members. Okay. So in functions. So through this data, through this input, user input, what type of processing you will do inside of the programs. Through the functions only we can achieve the particular processing. Okay. Through the input, name, date of birth and the marks, you can processing the total and the average and the display. That is involving the operations. So the operations including in the functions. You can declare the user defined functions or predefined functions, whatever it may be. Okay. Okay. So see that this is the example of the object. So object is the runtime entity. Okay. You can create the n numbers of object to the any one particular class. Okay. The next one is for example, see the example. It may be the object is represented as a person or bank or place or whatever it may be. You can fix it to the particular object. The relevant data, and through the data, relevant data, what type of processing is going to implement to the particular program. These are the things we are called as the object. Okay. So the next one is a classes. So classes is nothing but the data members and member functions. In OOP, in single unit we are define and declare inside of the class, that is a data members and member functions. Sir, I want to declare data members and functions outside of the class, means okay, it is also possible. Okay, it is also possible. When you are creating the object in the main function, you can call the particular object or data member to throw the object, because the object only roll the entire programs. Okay, so the next classes is here blueprints or templates of the objects. Okay, see the example. The picture says class is a fruit. This is a common thing, fruit. Object is a mango. So one class I am creating the one object mango. Likewise, you can create the n numbers of object to the particular class, mango, orange, apple, like that. Okay, so the fruit is a class, object is a mango. Okay, so object only create the memory to the particular class members. The class members is nothing but the data members and the member functions. Okay, so the next one is a encapsulation. It is a very important role in a object oriented programming language, because without encapsulation we cannot give some data as a private or security, privacy and security. Okay, using the encapsulation only we are using some privacy, some security data, encapsulate the data inside of the class. So encapsulation is nothing but a single unit. The data members and the functions is declaring and defining inside of the class. That is encapsulation. But how the data is encapsulated? Through the encapsulation method. That is a wrapping up of data. So normally we are users going to develop any one of the program. So declaring the data. When you are using the encapsulation, the data is encapsulated. See the picture. So the picture is clearly says this is the class, entire class. Okay, this is a variables, that is the data members. This is a methods, member functions. So encapsulated. Without encapsulation, the data is open source, openly we are using. Encapsulated means we cannot use outside of the world, outside of the any one functions, without the particular data, with the particular class. Okay, so this is the class. See the program, just a simple syntax for the particular class, data members and the member functions. So this is encapsulated. So the next one is abstraction. So abstraction is nothing but is just to give the some essential details. Okay, we no need to analyze the deep to the particular functions or particular programs. See the example of the picture. The move forward, move backward, turn left, turn right. These are the functions, common functions to the vehicle. The vehicle may be 4-wheeler or 2-wheeler, whatever it may be. Okay. While we are driving the 4-wheeler or riding the bike, that type of functions is usually the rider or driver used. Okay. When you are using the particular function, is put the first here from the neutral. That just move or not, the two-wheeler or 4-wheeler is just to move or not, that is enough. We no need to analyze how the particular engine is activated, how the engine is worked. So these are the details we don't know to analyze. Okay, we just know whether the particular process is properly processed or not. Okay, this is the abstract, data abstract. This is only focus the essential details. Abstraction refers to the act of representing the essential features without including the background details or explanations. Okay. So the next one is features of OOP in inheritance. So inheritance, before inheritance, the program or developer, they are just using only one class, the data members and the methods and whatever it may be, declaring and defining and developing and to solve the particular problem. and implementing the programs only inside of the single class. After inheritance, they are creating more than one class, and sometimes the developer is already created any one class and defining n numbers of functions and data members. They cannot going to modify another. Okay, so at the time they are developing and they extend the program. They are going to extend the program. That time using the inheritance. When we are going to extend the program, you can use the all properties, old properties from the old class to the particular class, your new classes. Okay, so that means the reusability, it will be reflected. Okay, there is the main role in inheritance, using to give the reusability. Okay, so see the picture. The polygon is a base class. If you want, I am declaring already defining methods, some data members in a polygon. So from the polygon, I want to create the new class, circle, triangle, rectangle. That means you already defining the polygon, you can derive some of the functions and the data members from the particular class. So at the time, the class is automatically changes the parent class or base class. This class is automatically changes the subclasses or derived classes. Okay, so another one, through the rectangle we can deriving another one class square. So this is called as a derived class. This is square class is called as a derived class to the particular polygon class. That means what? How to extend the programs. So once you are created, the program is not end. You can develop or updating any new things. You can develop yourself without any changing the old classes. That is the main important feature, is give the inheritance in OOP. Okay, so the next one is a polymorphism. In polymorphism is another key principles in OOP. That is, in polymorphism, that is one person it acting as a different behavior. That is the polymorphism. Like that, the inside of the class, any one function use the different type of process. For example, I want to create the add function, addition. For addition, you can the same function, use the same function to addition of 3 numbers, addition of 2 numbers, and addition of 2 integers, and addition of 2 double values, and addition of 3 double values, whatever it may be, but the function name is a common. Okay, so that is a best example of the polymorphism. So polymorphism, a Greek term, means to ability to take more than one form. That is more than one form. See the picture. The person is a same thing, same person. It acts as a different behavior. Depends upon the particular location or particular role. Okay, so the person is act as a employee. That is the role in the office. A same person is act as a father. That is the role in the family. The same person is act as a husband. His role as him a wife. So these are the main features in polymorphism. Okay, main features in OOP. Thank you. We will discuss the another one in the next section.